All right, welcome to Flow Nose, and this week we're talking about Kalen Ponga and his lateral hamstring injury out of the Bulldogs game last week. A lot of media attention around Kalen Ponga and his debut Origin performance in Origin 2. Played up in the line instead of his usual fullback position, got through a ton of work, but unfortunately he's sustained what's been reported as a grade 1 lateral hamstring injury against the Bulldogs over the weekend. Now, hamstring injuries are very common in running, high-speed running and kicking sports. And during maximal sprinting, the hamstrings actually work to slow down that shin bone in that swing phase. So imagine the legs up and that knee is actually extending, and then the hamstrings are working eccentrically to really slow that shin bone from kicking off into the air. So what we usually see is with these hamstring injuries is that the injuries will occur at that muscle tendon junction, particularly at that outside hamstring muscle, which is called your biceps femoris. So this is what's been reported for Kalen Ponga's injury. The interesting thing out of Kalen's injury is that being up in the line and playing 50, 60 minutes, whatever it was, and making all those tackles, we're kind of seeing from acute to chronic workload point of view that he's had a real spike in his workload. So if we go back to Tim Gabbett's work on sweet spot and injury risk without any other data and just looking at his tackles made in the game versus his tackles made in his appearances for the Knights, he's made a total of 24 tackles in his Origin appearance. Now, in his, what has he played? Let me see. In his 24 appearances that he's made with the Knights, he's made a total of 68 tackles, which is an average of 2.83 per game. So in 60 minutes of football, he's gone through a mile more work than he's actually probably getting through week on week. And what we've seen is a spike in his actual acute workload. What we know from Tim Gabbett's work is this often leads to some sort of soft tissue injury, or can lead to some sort of soft tissue injury in the preceding 3 to 4 weeks. I think it's around 28 days or something like that. So it's an interesting find for Kalen Ponga, who's unfortunately had his grade 1 lateral hamstring injury, but I'm sure he'll be back with appropriate rehab, and he's getting looked after by the Knights physios up there. So good luck to Kalen, good luck to everyone on the weekend. Flo knows.